umpires out in the middle. We're awaiting now the arrival of the Australian players to be led out by Bobby Simpson. The not outs are Gavaskar and Chauhan. So we'll take you back now with action about to start here in Sydney in about 2 minutes' time to our central commentary point, to Jim Burke and Keith Miller.
And there we have the Indian batsmen coming out. Chauhan on 35 and Gavaskar on 45. India no wicket for 86, only some 45 runs behind the Australian total. To open the bowling, it looks like it'll be Clark, who'll be bowling from the northern end. Quite an attacking field, 3 slips in a gully as Clark bowls the first ball of the day. And more or less an arm loosener with no real pace coming from that particular delivery off the wicket. Clark to Gavaskar. And runs to Gavaskar, probably 2 in this. Batsman coming back for 2 as Gannon does the fielding from fine leg. So Gavaskar now 47 and the total no wicket for 88. Australia certainly needs a breakthrough. Thompson to Chauhan. And runs immediately to Chauhan. He moves on to 36 with that single. Thompson bowling to Gavaskar. And that ball lifting quite deceptively and landing short of the slip fieldsman. That was Hughes fielding at second slip. But a good delivery from Thompson.
This really flies. This will give Thompson quite a bit of encouragement. Once it gets up quickly, it really skidded through. Down, down, just landed just in front of Hughes and slipped.
And another good delivery from Thompson. One keeping a little low, in fact, although it was pitched further up than the previous delivery.
Save for pitch this one, and Gavaskar moves away quite a way to the offside and comes in behind his pad there. See, Tommy, looking at the replay, it seems to be cutting the ball quite a bit from the off.
And that's 4 runs. That's a beautiful shot from Chauhan. Clark just wandering a bit in accuracy. And he slashed that one through the slips cordon. And it's Thompson to bowl a new over. He'll be bowling to Gavaskar. That's a good shot from Gavaskar. Timed that beautifully. He should get 2. Fielded by Dyson down there at fine leg. So Gavaskar 49 and a great return from Dyson. Thompson to Gavaskar. Well, that was a nasty one. There's an appeal for caught behind, and he's out. Gavaskar is out. Quadrickson bowled Thompson for 49. India losing their first wicket, 1 for 97.
I think this comes off his glove. You can see him push the bat behind his body, and I would say it just came off his glove. Let's watch this. Well, I don't know if that's his glove or not, but well, you saw it, Jim Burke, and I saw it, Jim Burke. I think the umpire may like to have a look at that one himself later on.
Yes, that was an unusual one, but a very good innings by Gavaskar for 49. Probably a little unlucky to be out for that total. So India losing their first wicket. The new batsman is Amarnath. And it's Clark who's to bowl the new over to Chauhan. And he could be out caught, dropped in the gully by Sargent, I think it was. And that went straight to him. An easy chance, so Sargent not having a good match.
Yes, he clipped it hard, but it went straight to the man in the gully, and they're the ones you catch, as you can see, straight up in the air and in the right spot. Put his hand, as you see, and there are 2 running around to retrieve the ball. Oh.
And that's an unusual type of shot. Where is it? It's landed short of the fence. It's not going to go into the fence, and Chauhan, in fact, wasn't running. He thought it was 4, but it looks like it's only going to be 1. only one run. Chauhan hitting that shot, thinking it was a certain 4. It hit into the turf and stopped with plenty of backspin.
I think he used a 9-iron, Jim. I think he got a bit of look like a Jack Nicklaus shot.
It certainly stopped. This outfield, of course, is fairly wet as a result of the morning rain, and now umpire Brooks just came up to umpire Baylash.
One short.
Oh, one short.
Well, they're both calling. I don't know what's going on. This is game's getting out of hand. Both signalling one short. I don't know whether they're talking about one short at each end or what is going on. Still undecided.
Well, they only actually ran one runner from
well, I was
what I
watching
can
the
remember.
ball. I was watching the ball, and I don't know whether they ran 1 or 3. I was watching the ball coming at the outfield.
I think, in fact, probably it's no run. They ran 1, and oh no, it's got to be. They've got to run 1 short, so they've got to run 2, haven't they? Really? Yeah. A bit confused there, viewers. Sorry about that, but Amarnath is off the mark with that shot through mid-wicket. So we'll call the board as it is. Amarnath 1, Chauhan 42, and the total 99. 1 for 99, I would think, although that last single might have brought up the 100. Well, the board reads 1 for 100 with Chauhan on 42 and Amarnath 1. Sorry about that little bit of confusion.
Our scorer had his eyes on men running, and he informs us they ran 3 and 1 short, so that clears that up.
Oh, that was a fast delivery, and I think he would have got an edge to that one because there was no appeal from any of the fieldsmen or the bowler.
Yes, he must have. Nobody went up for the appeal, and he wasn't very far away for being out, really. So I would say that he definitely got a nick.
Thompson bowling to Amarnath. Oh, didn't that one take off? Rickson taking it over his head.
Not only that, it went the other way. That's a sort of it cut away towards the slips after it landed. You watch this cut away to the slips and really rear off this pitch. It goes, look at it, right up and up and up, and it goes, look high, and Rickson being a very good Australian rules footballer, that helps him, stands him in good stead once the ball gets above the head.
Thompson bowling to Amarnath. Not a good shot from Amarnath. That's you were talking about, Keith, although it wasn't a bouncer, but wasn't a good shot either, was it?
Still try to pull it or hook it, whatever you like to say, and he didn't get up as much as the other ones, and maybe just as well, because he might have taken his head with it. You watch this ball, it doesn't get up anywhere near as high as the other one. But you can see hooking up in the air, and if it hits it, he's got to hit the ball up in the air. And this is a shot this very promising man I would advise to start seriously thinking about and cutting this shot out.
Extremely well bowled by Thompson, who's really putting everything into his deliveries at the moment. Equally well played by Amarnath. That was a nasty delivery.
This one does get up, and as Jim Berg says, he plays it well. He's tall, and he's lucky he's taller for this one. He's got the height to get over the ball, which he does. Well bowled Thompson, and well played Amarnath.
Well, there's a bit of difference in size there with Kosier and Chauhan. It'll be 6'3" versus 5'7" or 6. A big boy, isn't he, Kosier?
And very powerful with the bat, with that very short back lift. Very powerful when he strikes the ball.
Dyson doing the fielding at mid-off. Clark, who's been unlucky today, had Chauhan dropped by Sargent in the gully. bowled very well. He could be out caught. Yes, he's out caught. Caught by Mann. Chauhan caught Mann. Bowled Clark for 43. India 2 for 103.
Yes, he gets a thick edge and is very well caught by Mann in that third slip there. You can see that. Good diving catch here. He was well caught by Mann and well bowled by Clark. Jim Burke is just saying he's a little unlucky, and so this pitch is playing quite a bit differently after that rain this morning, and a bit more life in it. And as I pointed out, most likely it's because of the little dampness on the ball that accelerates it. And Chauhan, frankly, was never quite at ease. He's did not look the same confident player that he did yesterday.
There's Clark to bowl to Viswanath. And Viswanath immediately off the mark. Can he be a single? And the total moves on to 2 for 104. And now Dyson coming out of the gully, the third slip area, back to mid-off for the other batsman, Amarnath. And Mann has moved across from third slip to leg slip. So a very attacking field. And that could be 4 runs. Although that ball seems to be slowing up, but that should get there all right. Yes, 4 to Amarnath. He just got an edge to it. So it's Thompson bowling to Viswanath. And that's well run by the Indian batsman. Gannon doing the fielding, backed up by Cozier, looking for another run, but Cozier was too quick for them. Thompson to Amarnath. Must have gone very close to his off stump. That was a good ball that cut back very fast, and Amarnath a little lucky.
Yes, he chops it down onto his feet, and maybe just as well, because it could have gone right onto the stumps. Watch it go down after it hits the bat.
A whisker.
Very close.
Thompson bowling to Amarnath. Runs to Amarnath, possibly only 1. We've got Clark coming up from fine leg. He's coming back for 2, but Viswanath sends him back, and just as well. Beautiful throw by Clark. Thompson to Viswanath. And that's a beautiful shot, a wristy cut from the right-handed Indian batsman, coming back for 2. They'll probably get 3. And Tui, who did the fielding then, seemed to hurt his leg as he slipped when he got that ball, and he's limping back a little. India 2 for 113. More runs. Single only, with Clark coming up from fine leg to do the fielding, and that should be T, with Amarnath on 8, and the total 2 for 114. Viswanath, the other not out batsman, 5. So a T, India 2 for 114.
And we had a correction to the score during the tea break. That rather unusual situation earlier on where both umpires indicated a short run. Well, the scorers weren't too sure what had happened, so they took 1 run off Chauhan, but the umpires indicated during tea that it should have been 2 runs. So a further run has been taken off Chauhan's score, and his correct figure now is caught Mann, bowled Clark for 42, and the tea score is 2 for 113, which is 1 less than the score we gave you. So that situation now on the scoreboard is correct. India 2 for 113 in reply to Australia's 131. So first ball after tea, it's Clark to bowl to Amarnath, who's on 8. And a no ball called. It was a good ball. I don't think the batsman heard that call at all. And he was beaten. And 1 more to the score to make it 2 for 114, with Sundries moving on now to 10. Now here's an appeal against the light. Straight away after 1 ball after tea, the umpires conferring, and the light question has been raised. Now this is an important tactical move here. Now the umpires are moving to the far end, no doubt look back into the gloom of this large school stand area where we are here at the back of the Bradman stand. And that's sort of behind the sideboard. You can see there we're in the extreme end of the Bradman stand, just away to the left as you see it. It's the junction of the Bradman stand and the Noble stand. But what's it to be? All the Australian players are keen to go on, and it's off the field. Isn't no play on. But just before tea, Tui was injured slightly and sliding, trying to stop a run in the field. And there's the hook shot. There's a man out there. He's underneath it, and he's out. That's caught by Gannon. Amarnath caught Gannon. Bowl Clark 9, 3 for 116.
Sam Gannon being congratulated by his teammates, and Amarnath falls yet again to that hook shot of his. I think that must be about 3 times that he's been out to that stroke. And let's see how he plays it on this occasion. Short, inside the line, hit pretty well in fact, hit too well. And the only fault in that particular stroke was the fact that Amarnath did not get over the top of the ball, because there's Gannon. And notice how easily he takes that particular catch just above eye level.
So Thompson to Vishwanath. And it's almost a chance. That was just wide of the fieldsman. It's coming down to the boundary. No, it was leg byes. Leg byes indicated by umpire Brooks. It looked as it may have been a chance off the bat. Rickson couldn't get to it, but there was no worry there because it was off the body of the player rather than the bat or hand. And the score goes up by 4 runs. 3 for 120, and Sunday's moving up to 14.
Look at that deflection again. Off the thigh pad. And my word, didn't it travel quickly considering it came off Vishwanath's body.
And listen to this crowd. The most enthusiastic crowd now is Thompson, really at top speed.
Saka just a little bit weak outside the off stump and has been caught in the slips on 2 or 3 occasions.
And Rickson's got that. Is it? No. That was a magnificent effort by Rickson, but no appeal at all by the players. And of course there was a deflection there. We'll watch that again, but that's the end of Thompson's over.
The deflection coming off Vensaka's body. There, the thigh pad. Quite clearly no contact made between bat and ball, but as you can see, Rickson made, I would say, about 3 or 4 meters along the ground virtually to the leg side.
Now Thompson has bowled a total of 13 overs for those figures of 1 for 36, and he's bowled 6 overs straight today with the break for tea. Now it's Clark again. Clark to Vishwanath. Nice crisp shot. It's going out towards square leg. Gannon's the fieldsman. And a fine throw from Gannon, but they're home easily for 2. And Vishwanath on to 9. 3 for 123. Again to square leg. Let's see if they want to this time. Gannon has got the ball. There wasn't a second run there. Again, a good throw from Gannon. So Vishwanath quite wisely stayed at home. So he goes on to 10. And it's 3 for 125. Only 6 runs the difference in the first innings score. Thompson to Vishwanath. And a chance, and dropped. That was dropped. That was a chance. It's going down to the boundary. It won't reach the fence. Now that youngster shouldn't touch that ball because it won't reach the fence. They take 3 runs. I don't think there was any doubt at all about that. That was a catch.
That certainly was. It was going. I think it was certainly travelling. And it was high and to Rickson's right. And moreover, Vishwanath really slashed at that particular delivery. Here it goes. Slash. Top edge. Rickson high. And not far enough to his right. It seemed to me that Rickson was a little bit slow moving there.
So Vishwanath on to 13 with 3 runs for the stroke. 3 for 128. Thompson to Vensaka. And a run here. Kozia after the ball, they've taken a single, and that's Vensaka's first run. 3 for 129, only 2 the difference now in the first innings. That's a better looking shot. That's at least 2. Gannon getting across pretty quickly. And Vishwanath back for an easy 2. And he goes on to 15, and the scores are level. Australia made 131. India now 3 for 131, the same total.
Since that Rickson miss off Thompson, I think Simpson has moved closer to Rickson. Simpson fielding at first slip. The gap between the keeper and first slip has decreased.
And again runs there. This might be more than one. A long chase back for Kozia. They'll take an easy 2. Vishwanath to 17, 3 for 133. India in front on the first innings. And that was onto the leg. It was in the air. It would have been a magnificent catch. It would have meant that the ball, one of those ones where it sticks or not.
Yes, Kozia isn't in that position to take those sort of catches. Just gauge how quickly the ball went from this. Bang. Kozia, in fact, didn't really get his hands anywhere near the ball. He was still more or less in a semi-upright position when the ball wrapped him on the shins. Kozia there, of course, is stationed for the ball that lifts, and the batsman fends off his body.
Good shot. That's going a long way down the ground. A long chase for Gannon. Turning for 3. And Vishwanath will keep the strike with that 3. He goes on now to 20. And Vishwanath is playing shots now. Gets a single away on the onside. He goes on to 21, 3 for 137. And a chance.
Oh!
The fieldsman, who was close in man, it appeared the ball would go away on the onside. And look at poor Wayne Clark.
Look at that whippy action of Wayne Clark's. Up in the air now, and I think man was on his heels. He was rocking back, anticipating probably a back foot drive.
Well, there's poetic justice, if it were. Away it goes through the mid-off area for a couple of runs, and Vensaka goes on to 3 for 139.
Well, what will Simpson do when he makes a bowling change? Will he, in actual fact, switch Clark to the other end and bring Gannon down in place of Clark, or will he simply put Gannon on at the Randwick end?
And a chance, is it? No, just wide of the off stump, or wide of the bat too.
Very close, certainly. A little bit of movement off the wicket.
And through the covers. There'll be a couple here that won't reach the boundary. Let's see if they want a third. They've turned for 2 and they're going for 3. And man, there's a man we don't often see out there at cover point. But Vishwanath on to 24, 3 for 142. And down past third slip, a chase for Clark. And they take 2. Nice return then to man the ball, of course. I think you caught that on the picture that was flicked back from Clark. Now they're taking a run here. Man has a shot at the stumps. And that was very, very close. And dropped by Hughes. Both hands to it. Straight to him at second slip.
Well, a straightforward chance this. Thick edge, not even hit hard, steered into the hands of second slip, and that was too simple a catch to go down. Down it went. And it's no use grabbing after it. The opportunity's been missed.
Well, there it goes. That's that shot he loves so much. He's thrashed that through the point area into the fence for 4. That's 3 for 159. And Vishwanath on to 31.
Well, Mann has been brought into the attack, but this time from the northern end after bowling only 2 overs from the southern end. And he'll be bowling to Vensaka. That's a beautiful shot played by Vensaka. It's through. Will it reach the fence? Yes. Delightful shot down the wicket, driving it past mid-off. And he moves now on to 21. And the total 3 for 182. Could be out caught. No, it's just landed short of the backward point fieldsman. Wasn't a good shot from Vensaka. It's a nice shot, but beautifully fielded in the covers. I think it was by Ogilvie. Brilliant bit of fielding. And it was Thompson bowling to Vensaka. He could be out caught. No, Simpson has dropped him, and that was a catch straight to him. So yet another catch put down by the Australians. And Simpson very, very disappointed.
This is the sitter of sitters for a man who fields at first slip. And watch it long way back. Watch it gently, thank you very much. And Simo must be saying, well, what am I doing in slips?
Thompson bowling to Vishwanath. Nasty one. And the umpires conferring again, Brooks and Baelish, and it's quite possible they might go off, which would be disappointing. No, are they going to play on, or are they?
Oh, no.
Goodness me, it's unbelievable.
I cannot believe this at all.
The not-out batsman, Vishwanath, not out 48. Vensaka, not out 23. India, 3 for 190.